Hello and welcome. I am Lopamudra Moitro and you are listening to my weekly podcast, What's in a Story, where I read stories from my books along with a small introduction about each. These stories are from my work as an anthropologist from across India and South Asia, and the introductions with each story helps to explain different related information about, say, maybe aspects like history, languages and literature, music, trade and economy, festivals, or facts about archaeology, and many other things which are all important to understand or get a meaning or a context of a story. In this second season, we will listen specially to narratives of and about water bodies from Asia, and this will include stories from the smallest of water bodies like wells or small ponds to lakes, rivers, or the sea and the ocean. Let's listen to today's episode in season 2 of What's in a Story. About the story, the Abhangs of Sant Tukaram and how they became famous. I read this from my book How the World Was Born, Wondrous Indian Myths and Legends by Alep Book Company. A well-known poet from Maharashtra, a Western Indian state, Tukaram is best known for his devotional poetry called Abhanga and community-oriented worship with spiritual songs known as kirtans. It is unknown though how many poems Tukaram composed during his lifetime, but the first book which contained his poetry was published with 4607 poems. This book was published in 1873 from Indu Prakash Press, funded by the colonial government in Bombay, now Mumbai. This also has seen many reprints over the years. There have been numerous manuscripts of his poems, but none of them could be attributed to the handwriting of Tukaram. Some poems could be found only in few manuscripts, while they are absent from others, and the poems vary between manuscripts. Tukaram is also considered a significant figure in the history of Marathi literature. There was a nearly complete translation of Tukaram in English titled The Collected Tukaram by J. Nelson, Fraser and K.B. Marathi, published in Madras by the Christian Literature Society between 1909 and 1915. A more recent translation of Tukaram's works has been done by Dilip Chitre titled Says Tuka in 1991. The poems mentioned within today's story are from Dilip Chitre's translation Says Tuka. There are various beliefs which speak of the beginning of the tradition of the annual pilgrimage of the warkaris to Pandharpur in Maharashtra, which is also mentioned in the story towards the end. Though it is said to have been in existence for more than 800 years, the annual visit during the Ashad and the Kartik Indian months is said to have been initiated by Vitthalpant, the father of Warkari Sant Dnyaneshwar, in the 13th century. This tradition was continued by Sant Tukaram in the 17th century on Ashadi Ekadashi, which corresponds to the Roman or the English calendar months of July-August. Later, in 1685, the youngest son of Tukaram, Narayan Maharaj, is said to have begun the tradition of carrying the padukas of both the saints to Pandharpur. This tradition of the twin processions continued for a couple of centuries till towards the beginning of the first quarter of the 19th century, and thereafter it changed. This was under the initiative of one of the descendants of Tukaram, a devotee of Sant Dnyaneshwar, Haibatravbaba Arphalkar, a courtier of Sindhias, the Maratha rulers of Gwalior region. He is credited with having organized the pilgrims into what is seen at present, including making it a single and united procession, carrying the padukas in a palki, that is a palanquin, having horses in the procession, and organizing the warkaris into dindis or specific groups. Today, apart from these two, around 40 other palkis take part in the pilgrimage. Nearly 250 groups or dindis join the pilgrimage and the procession from various places. The warkaris cover more than 200 kilometers during the month of Ashad on foot from Dehu and Alandi to the famous Lord Vitthal temple in Pandharpur. Follows the story, the Abhangs of Sant Tukaram and how they became famous, from my book, How the World Was Born, Wondrous Indian Myths and Legends. The story, the Abhangs of Sant Tukaram and how they became famous. Trees, creepers, and the creatures of the forest are my kith and kin, and the birds that sweetly sing, this is bliss, how I love being alone. Here I am beyond good and evil. The sky is my canopy, the earth my throne. My mind is free to dwell wherever it will. A piece of cloth, one all-purpose bowl, take care of all my bodily needs. The wind tells me the time. I feast on the cuisine of Hari's lore. A delighted connoisseur, says Tuka, I talk to myself for argument's sake. These are the words of Sant Tukaram, reflecting an important thread of his Abhangs and kirtans, and show how all nature, flora and fauna are related to man. Tukaram reminds us that all living beings are interdependent, and it combines environment, ecology and energy together. There is a need to impart a balance in life, and that God resides and represents all. Bless me, O Lord, that these trees, these shrubs, these stones will relate to my blood. Nature is not separate and is a part of our very core and existence, and the realization of God reveals itself through an understanding that He is omnipresent. The poems of Sant Tukaram show the significance of every being. These compositions, however, had a very rough journey for survival, and river plays a vital role in that. This is the story of the great Sant Tukaram, born in Dehu in Maharashtra on the banks of the river Indrayani in 1608 in a non-Brahmin family. Tukaram's father had inherited the position of Mahajan or collector of revenue from traders from his father, and in turn Tukaram also inherited the same position. Soon after the death of his father, he was the Mahajan of Dehu village. His parents died very young, and by the age of 21, Tukaram was shouldering all the responsibilities of his wife and 6 children, as well as the household and also the village. However, things took a bitter turn with the devastating famine of 1629. Tukaram lost his wife and also some of his children. Though he was made to remarry soon, yet the distress and death had made him lose all interest in the life of a householder, in materialistic pursuits and life's conundrums. A challenging time followed. He could not sustain his second marriage and children properly, and was facing a terrible situation of penury and bankruptcy. He was stripped of his position also as the village Mahajan. Facing one of the most challenging times of his life, Tukaram sought solace in his unwavering devotion towards Lord Vitthal or Vitthoba, the deity revered by his family. He started to find solace amidst the misery of life through the kirtans of God. These are his famous Abhangs, which are also believed to have had a divine blessing and a sacred beginning. It is said that Vitthal himself appeared in the dreams of Tukaram and instructed him to compose Abhangs and make him the best expressions of his life. It is also believed that soon after that, Namdev, a great poet saint of the 13th century, also came to Tukaram in his dreams requesting the same. Tukaram used to sing his Abhangs every day, and this was attended by many sadhus and devotees from various upper and lower castes and different communities. They all returned with an overwhelmed heart, full of revered love for Vitthal. However, this was not appreciated by many from the Brahmin community. They also did not like that Tukaram was reinterpreting religion, despite being a non-Brahmin, and that he was composing in Marathi rather than Sanskrit. It is also believed that Tukaram threw his manuscripts away into the Indrayani river, and there is a sad story about it. According to this story, when Tukaram was composing and reciting his Abhangs, and people used to gather all around him to listen in rapt attention, there was a person by the name of Rameshwar Bhatt in Dehu. A learned Pandit himself, he was very well versed in the Shastras and the Puranas and was also preaching about Dharma Shastras. He slowly started to realize that he was losing his followers to Tukaram. As his listeners reduced in number, he could distinctly perceive the number of listeners of Tukaram's Abhangs were steadily growing each passing day. Rameshwar Bhatt was not happy about this. He confronted Tukaram and told him that he was not well versed with the Shastras and so he was not proficient to preach in Marathi. Bhatt also added that he himself was only repeating what the rishis and the munis and the great sages have been saying for centuries together. But Tukaram was spoiling the sacrosanct knowledge from the Shastras with his own interpretations. Tukaram listened to him carefully, but did not get angry, as he believed that Rameshwar Bhatt was indeed a learned man, and he himself might have made a mistake somewhere. Tukaram, prostrated before him, did pranam and asked him if he had made a mistake by composing his Abhangs. He was rebuked by saying that he was sinning in composing his own interpretations and he should stop maligning the sacrosanct expressions of the Shastras. Tukaram was also told that he was sinning by making others listen to his composition. Eyes brimming with tears and overwhelmed, Tukaram said, with folded hands, that he was unaware about the sin he was committing and asked him to suggest a way out, as he considered Rameshwar Bhatt a very learned person. Bhatt instructed him to stop his compositions immediately and also throw his existing manuscripts into the Indrayani river. Tukaram returned home, tiled all his writings in a silk cloth, and with tears in his eyes decided to throw all his compositions into the river. He then took the bundle of his compositions to the Indrayani river. Sitting under a tree on the banks of the river, Tukaram once again looked at his compositions. They were about the beauty of Vitthal, Nama Mahima, Guru Mahima, Ekadashi Mahima, Prahlad, Dhruva, and other bhaktas. He realized that Vitthal remained in each and every line of his Abhangs, and it filled him with pain to part with them. He knew he could not sing anymore, as he had made a promise to Bhatt. And so, he threw the silk bundle into the waters of the Indrayani. Tukaram sat on the banks of Indrayani under a tree, weeping and only uttering Panduranga, Panduranga, another name for Vitthal, knowing well that his life's most precious possessions were gone forever and he could never sing again or even write about Vitthal. His wife and children came looking for him, but were equally sad to see him in such a sorry state. In despair, Tukaram began a fast until death, which continued for 13 days. Today it is 13 days since I began to fast, not even drinking water, and yet, O my Almighty Parent, you have not emerged. O Lord of the senses, what is wrong with you? Why do you cover yourself with stone? I will sacrifice my life at your altar now. Pandurang, I'll kill myself. O Vittabhai, my mother, I had hoped so much. Now my being is all I can destroy, Pandurang. Says Tuka, I am about to leave now. I shall give up my life unto you. Soon, a miracle took place, which made him finally come out of his state of despair. It so happened that 13 days after the incident, the priest of the local Vitthal temple in Dehu was opening the main door of the temple one early morning. Suddenly, he spotted a bundle on the head of the sculpture of Vitthal. He rushed to remove it and then realized that it was a thick silk bundle that was completely wet, totally drenched. He opened it. This was the same bundle which Tukaram had thrown into the Indrayani river, and it contained all his compositions. All the compositions were intact, though the cloth was wet. The priest understood that the Abhang survived through a miracle and with the blessings of Vitthal. He took the bundle and set off in search of Tukaram. He was not to be found in his home. Thus, the priest searched the whole village and finally spotted him sitting under a tree on the banks of the river, still weeping from his misfortune and the loss of his compositions. When the priest showed him the manuscripts, Tukaram thought that he had picked them up from the river. The priest described, however, that how he had found the bundle of manuscripts. Tukaram listened with amazement and realized that it was Vitthal who had saved the manuscripts. He also realized that there was nothing wrong in his compositions, that the deity was indeed pleased with his Abhangs and rescued them from the river himself. No blade was about to fall on my head, nor was I going to be stabbed in the back. Yet I howled so much, O Hari, as though it was the very end. You divided yourself equally on either side. You were with me and deep inside the river too. In neither place did you allow the tiniest trace of damage to be done. For much smaller crimes, real parents would kill their own children. What you have forgiven was an offense only you could bear with. Says Tuka, O merciful one, there is none more generous than you. What more can I say? I have become speechless. The news soon reached the ears of Rameshwar Bhatt, and he came running to meet Tuka. He realized what a great mistake he had made in trying to discourage a true devotee of Vitthal. He did pranam in front of Tukaram and asked for his forgiveness. Bhatt said that he was a true Mahatma and sought Tukaram's blessings. Tukaram, being his true self, was not angry at all, but said that being a learned man of the Shastras, Bhatt should not seek forgiveness from him, but just recognize the blessings of Lord Vitthal. Tukaram mentioned that it was indeed divine intervention which rescued his Abhangs, and that Vitthal was pleased with his songs. I have committed this beastly blunder once, to force you to stand in the river and protect my notebooks. I did not pause to think what right I had to ask your help. Why the Almighty One should bear my burden? Tukaram's Abhangs were clearly famous, and the news of this incident further spread across the region, and everyone got to know about his compositions, which came to be referred to as Vaishnav Veda. Many of Tukaram's detractors turned into his followers as well, and in the following years of his life, he attained the stature of a saint, a sant. Tuka has descended into Tuka. Heaven, earth, hell watch in wonder. My only performance of penance is my singing of his praises. Tuka sits in heaven's vehicle as all the saints bear witness. God starves after pure devotion, so much he lifts Tuka to heaven. In the 48th year of his life, in 1649, Tukaram disappeared. Many of his followers believe that Vitthal himself carried him away, while many others hold the belief that he could have fallen victim to a conspiracy instigated by those who who opposed his work and preaching, though this assertion remains shrouded in uncertainty. I burned the seed myself, and pop it went. Now I have gone beyond life and death. What space can enclose my form? My body itself is God. Sugar does not become sugarcane again. We will never grow in another womb. Says Tuka, this is absolute awakening. There is Pandurang in everything. Tukaram is also said to have continued the tradition of making an annual pilgrimage to the Vitthal temple at Pandharpur in the month of Ashad, the Indian month of Ashad, corresponding to the English, the Roman calendar months of July-August, which was further continued and modified under his youngest son Narayan Maharaj in 1685, who started carrying the Paduka or wooden sandals of the saint to the Vitthal temple in Pandharpur along with the Paduka of Sant Dnyaneshwar. He was joined in his pilgrimage called the Vadi by many devotees called warkaris, and this tradition of the annual pilgrimage of the warkaris continues till date as thousands travel to Pandharpur. The term Warkari in Marathi means one who performs the Wari or one who venerates Vithoba. There is a whole tree within a seed and a seed at the end of each tree. That is how it is between you and me. One contains the other. There is a ripple on water. That is itself water. Says Tuka. The image merges with the mirror.